So I think social media is dying. I think uh, I think we know it, but we don't have the language to really put to it. Like, sometimes things intuitively, if I can say that correctly. But it's like because you don't have the words, it kind of isn't cemented in your heart. So hopefully, maybe this will give you some language, maybe some things you're feeling as well. But I think we are holding on to social media because at this moment in time, that's all we've known for at least the last decade. And the babies that came along where social media was already established, like that's all they have known their entire life. So I'm kind of speaking for the millennials and the generations before that, where you kind of evolved with this tool or this thing. So we don't know a world where it doesn't exist. And so that's a part of many of our daily habits. We grab our phones, and with the popularity of phones, everybody got a phone, and everybody has the capabilities probably to download an app and all of these things. So it's just this thing that's a part integrated, has so deeply woven itself a part of how you get entertainment, news, connect, all of these things. So we don't know a world without it. So I think we try to hold on to it because, like, what else is there? I don't think it's all bad, but there are more negatives than positive, and we all can admit that it's more. It's like sometimes we're afraid to admit all the dangers of it because it's like we're gonna go right back to it. It's kind of like a person complaining about being in an abusive relationship only to know that the next 5 minutes they're gonna go right back to it. So it's like why you complain if you ain't gonna change? So I think we all kind of deny how toxic it is and how much it's not what we used to crave or used to want. It's just not that anymore. There's a number of reasons for that, but one of them is capitalism. Like social media can't be what we used to think it was because the glory days that we had was based on the fact that it truly was connected or created for us to connect, and we did that, and it was beautiful and it was amazing. And this was before brands and influencers and content creators and platform paying you money to make content and us learning and then gaming the system. It was before all of that, so it was cool. It was just what it was created to be, a tool to connect people and keep you connected. And you can finally find high school friends and college buddies that, are people in different places and spaces that you came across. You can finally connect and engage and build community, which ultimately it was for. But when capitalism got involved with it, baby, that's out the window. So anytime money gets involved with anything, you can already wrap that up. Like it's about to somehow go south, go sour. The intention is going to get ruined. The authenticity of it, because greed is going to keep creeping in. Power, influence is going to creep in. It's like once that gets thrown into the recipe, you could just X that out of whatever the pure intention was. And it's going to be hard to maintain that. So that's why I don't believe that there is a social media platform that can be created that then cannot be contaminated. Like unless you're just ultra wealthy and you can just come and create a platform where you're not trying to use it for no other intention other than connecting people, I don't think there's going to be a tool or something that rises up to correct the problem. I think we're just going to have to figure out how to dance with it, maybe, or either how to have like a hybrid situation where we use it truly as a tool, but then we also rely more so on in person or different means of connectivity. I don't know how that future looked, but there was a time where social media wasn't a part of our lives and we had a future, right? So I think now we're figuring out as it continues to decline, and people use it, and I think the big accounts and different things are still going to utilize it, but I just don't see it in its same position of power as it has always been. Like I feel like it's slow. There's a slow death that's going on with social media where you're a part of it and you use it, and for some of us or many of us addicted to it. But I think there also at the same time there's a slow death that's occurring where people are pulling away from the platform. People are getting tired. It's burned out. We're finally getting studies to see what it's doing to our brains. Policymakers are trying to get it where kids can't take their cell phone to school, which I completely agree. Like, you don't really need it there. Just so much is changing in that space, and I just allude. I think that all alludes to a slow death. A renovation is needed. A renaissance is needed with social media. If this is something that's going to be in our lives and a part of our lives, it has to be modified. Just like there was a time where you could drive and ride your car without a seatbelt. Like, there was a time. And then after so many deaths, there has to be, we have to come to the table and rethink this. We have to come to the table and say, hey, maybe we shouldn't be doing this. Maybe we need laws around this. Maybe we need more governance around this, because the company that's benefiting from you being there is not going to put any restrictions on it. Think about it, sweetheart. Like Facebook really don't care if I spend all my waking hours on social media consuming. Do you think they really care? Like, yeah, they may do things to appease the general population by putting warnings and putting timers on it. But they really don't care. They don't really care. You got to care. You got to care about where your time, your attention, your energy, and all that is going. You responsible. And hopefully the government will step in because they care about the people. But sometimes, a lot of times, well, the government is hacked. The government has been compromised. So that's another thing that capitalism gets into. I think capitalism is like this slow cancer where whatever it touches, it eventually destroys. And while we pretend that it's working, it's really not. And I think, we'll see it collapse again and again. And hopefully, eventually, there's a new playbook that arises from that. But yeah, social media is, and I said this literally, I want to say maybe 3-4 years ago. Like, I was like, social media is going to change. It's going to change. It's going to change. And I didn't know how. And it still probably isn't not relevant, but it isn't as apparent now of that change. I think it's still to come where we're going to just see it. Because, you also think about AI generated content. Like, it's eventually just going to be on there. It's like how you start your email account and it's clean and you ain't getting no spam, you ain't getting nothing. Then eventually you sign up for this or you sign up for that, and you get your email to a website, they get hacked, and all of a sudden your inbox becomes a spam inbox. Like, it's just spam. It's nothing that you actually want. I think that's eventually what social media is going to turn to, just a junk pile. Once again, there will be spaces and places where you can congregate around celebrities and really big people, because they have amassed so many people or followers or subscribers or attention. But I think as a whole, like, you're going to see a decline in content creators, a decline in the everyday person posting. Just going to see a decline because it's just like nobody's seeing it anyway. It's all overran by AI content or suggested content. And I think people are just going to genuinely start pulling away from it and just trying to figure out what's the next move, how to connect, or maybe the connections won't be as public as before. We may just go back to being really in our communities. Interesting enough, social media connects us to so many people, but so many people feel lonely. How is that? How are you connected to so many people but still feel lonely? How do you have so many people in your contact list, your friend list, subscribers, whatever the case may be, and still feel lonely? So I think something is to be said of all of that. Like, something is to be said that something is wrong somewhere. I've deactivated my account, as you can look back a few videos. I just did it, so it's not like a whole, I've deactivated it 3 years ago. But I knew it was time. I knew it was time because I was spending so much time consuming other people's content, comparing myself. Everything you're not supposed to do, but you do it because you're human. Comparing myself, just being on it, feeling drained, feeling unmotivated and uninspired. I'm like, yeah, I got to do something about this. Feeling, just all kind of feelings. And people will give you their suggestions on what you could do, post and get off, do this and do that and that and that. But then at the end of the day, you got to find what works for you. And for me, it's probably that cold turkey of, what, I just got to cut it off. I gotta And for me, I had to get even a little bit more drastic, because even when I delete the apps, here it is. Now I'm on Facebook on desktop. That addiction doesn't care. That addiction is going to continue to have you addicted no matter what. So I just, like, you know what? I'm deactivating everything, because now in order to hop back on, I just can't hop back on Facebook. I gotta actually log in. I gotta reactivate my account. So just putting those barriers, being deleted TikTok, same thing, you know. So it's like you have to do what's necessary for you to regain your power back. And I realized social media was just, it's just a legal drug. It's just no different from a cigarette, no different from alcohol. We know that those things can eventually kill you. They're dangerous in the amount that you consume, but ain't nobody checking for you about your social media consumption. You gotta pay attention to that. And I think once we go to this space of getting more of our lives back offline, even as more things are connected and AI and all these kind of things, I think there's just going to be a strong desire for people to pull away and actually connect in real life and create our own communities, and maybe just text each other and sharing group texts and things like that. Because if there's another platform that arises from the abyss, it's eventually going to turn into what we know today. Just a matter of time. Because Instagram, before, what we know Instagram was just you sharing your photos. Facebook, same, just connecting with high school, college, and friends. MySpace, same thing, you know. Like, but when that money get involved, prepare for everything to get dissolved. That was a good rhyme. Thank you for checking out my video. If you love content like this, subscribe, like, comment, do everything you're supposed to do to make this blow up. I'm just kidding. You ain't got to blow up. Maybe just a few people. But also, if you love content like this, I would love to start the week with you by inviting you to my community, Mastering Life with Marc. The link is in the description. You sign up, hop on a Zoom with us this Monday at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, especially if you're on the East Coast. But if you're on the West Coast too and you have a hard time sleeping, come through. It's just an empowerment call via Zoom. So yeah, just hop on, come with us, start the week with us, set that intention, get that energy right, and go into the week with that power, that momentum, you know. So hit that information in the description, and until the next video, let's continue to evolve. Peace.